Yo guys, what's going on? It's Catman227 here, and I'm back with another Tekken video, and today, if you've read the title, you know Season 2 is out for Tekken 8, and while things are not going the best at the moment, Anna Williams was the character that got released with the second season. So, that means that in my character prediction videos, I was correct. I think I mentioned Anna. If I'm wrong, leave me a comment below for my first character predictions. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to show some gameplay of who I think is the most likely characters to make it into the second season. Now, not saying all these characters are going to make it, just saying these are some possible most likely candidates for season 2. I got pretty much mostly all of them wrong in the first season, except for Heihachi, because we all kind of knew. I think everybody was kind of hoping Heihachi wouldn't come back because of how Tekken 7 ended. But it's Heihachi. I mean, he kind of had to make a return. I don't think the developers were ever going to have a game where he's not in it. You know, he's kind of like the face of Tekken, him and Kazuya. But in today's video, I have gotten a bunch of footage on who I think is the most likely candidates. So, I hope you guys agree. If you do agree, leave a comment below, and if you disagree, also leave a comment below. Also, I am going to be basing these predictions off of popularity of the character, and also I'm going to be basing it off of the Season 1 character list, and just kind of going off of all the evidence that we have collected so far about track records and everything like that, past DLC releases, just there's a number of different factors. So if your favorite character does not get mentioned on this list, I do apologize. I am not bashing anybody's mains. I'm not trying to insult anybody, so don't take it that way. I got a few hate comments on my last one because people thought I was like dishing their mains or whatever, but I'm not. I'm just saying through a bunch of evidence that I've collected and past track records and what people are saying online, the most likely candidates to make it as DLC in Tekken 8 are these characters based on the information that I have received and the data that I have collected. So, without further ado, let's get this video underway.
Okay, here goes.
Round one.
Okay, so the first one that we have is Julia Chang. Now, I chose Julia because Julia is one of the more popular characters in Tekken 7, and she's been in Tekken 6 as well. So, Julia is just, she has really good combos. I really think that the character that she is and the fighting style that she uses would definitely fit in Tekken 8, especially with the new Rage Art and the new heat system. So I think she would transfer over really well. And just based on the amount of people who main this character, I don't see why she wouldn't make a return, but we'll just have to wait and see. But my first prediction is Julia Chang.
You win.
Stream's over. Whoops. See ya. Don't forget to subscribe.
Round one. Fight.
Alright, and my next prediction is Craig Marduk. So I actually think Craig Marduk is going to be the next character after Anna. If I had to choose an order of which they would go in, I don't really know, but I'm just saying, that's who I think. I think Craig Marduk would also transfer over really well. He's been a staple for a while. Craig Marduk was introduced in Tekken 5, I think, and then was in 6 and in 7. So I don't really see why he wouldn't make it into 8 as well. By the way, any character whose first appearance was in Tekken 7 also has a very high chance of making it there. So I'm not gonna mention every single character whose first appearance was in 7, but just know if their debut, if their first appearance was in 7, they're most likely going to make it to 8. So just keep that in mind as we go through this list. But my prediction is Craig Marduk.
I got this.
Round 1.
Coming up next is Josie Rizal. Now, Josie, I don't have too much information. I tried to look for like a backstory or some kind of story in relation to her, and I couldn't find very much. I think she's from Peru, but she could also be from Brazil. I don't know. She speaks English, which is funny because Azucena is also from Peru, and she speaks Spanish. But, I don't know. I think, but yet again, though, Miguel speaks his native language in Tekken 7, but he speaks English in 6. So, I don't know. It could just be one of those weird transitional things. But Josie, I think, again, would also make a great fit. She has really good combos, and could probably even have some story development. Like, they could probably add some story with her, like maybe she's a cousin or a relative of Azucena, because they do fight very similarly. They have a very similar fighting style. Josie reminds me of Azucena quite a lot, and I would imagine Josie players from 7 picked up Azucena because of how similar they are. And again, I just think she would transfer over to 8 really well. Her move list would fit extremely well. So Josie is my next prediction.
Get ready to fly. Take this. You're finished.
KO.
Yes.
You win.
Yeah. I did it.
Fight.
Next is Armor King, because, well, Armor King. I think it speaks for itself.
KO. You win.
Alright, and we finally get to Kunimitsu. So Kunimitsu's kind of a staple character, isn't she? Like, she's been around for a very long time. Like, almost as long as Yoshimitsu has. So, Kunimitsu, again, I don't know too much of her story, but I think that she, with her teleportation, as well as her ninja-style attacks, even her little dagger, I think it's very unique. She has a very unique move list. And I think she would transfer over to Tekken 8 really well. They could definitely give her some, like, heat burst type things. I would say give her a lot of, like, highs and aerial attacks, like a lot of, like, jumping, like a lot of moves where you have to perform a jump in order to do the move. I think that would transfer over really well. Considering that they want to go, like, Tekken 8 wants to go more the aggressive offensive route, I think Kunimitsu would suit that really well. So Kunimitsu is my prediction. Okay, time for some honorable mentions. Rapid fire. First, we have Miguel. Then we have Mokujin, because Mokujin. Bruce Urban, because hell yeah, he's overpowered as hell, and also Fakuram. And Roger, or Roger Jr. And last but not least, Gon Ryu. the perverted sumo wrestler. If you guys have enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what your character predictions are for Season 2 of Tekken 8 in the comments below. And I will catch you guys later.